I'm not wearing mittens when I did it, and I just went and clamped the whole thing. So I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it's like some beer. I don't know, you can't really see it, but it hurts. It definitely hurts. I put some aloe on it and soaked it in cold water for like so long, but yeah, it was painful, and I'm a bit of a weirdo, and I was like laughing because I was in pain. Oh, I thought this burned my hair. I was like in pain, and I thought it was like the dumbest thing that I've ever done, so I was laughing so hard. My boyfriend was like, "Are you crazy?" Like, I was just laughing so hard. I was like soaking my hands in the sink, and it was too much. It was too much. Yeah. So I did get out of the ward. I was only in there for like 24 hours because I wasn't on a form, and the psychiatrist that was on call when I was in the ER, like midnight, 2 a.m., she said, "You're gonna stay in the ward, so it's either you go in voluntarily or I put you on a form." And if I put on a form, then I would have been there for minimum 72 hours. So I was like, "Okay, no, fuck that. Like, I'll go on voluntarily." So oh, that feels so weird on my fucking burnt hands. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it. This is gonna be the hardest part, but that's fine. Power through, power through. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Ow. Yeah, so I was only in there for like 24 hours, and I was at, the Sick Kids ward, which is a really famous hospital in Canada. And I was there. I usually go to a different one, but because I'm at Sick Kids for school and stuff, they decided to take me in the ward there. Yes, what's next? Concealer. So, the word was really different during COVID. This might not be my color. I'm used to wards, obviously before COVID, because no one's used to anything with COVID, but I haven't been in the ward since COVID started, so it was really interesting to, see what the ward was like with COVID, and it was actually shitty as fuck, obviously, because, like, COVID, but I didn't get, like, any of the normals. Like, it sounds stupid, but, like, I try to make it decent of a time when I'm in the ward. Like, you're there, you might as well enjoy it, you know what I mean? So I usually try to make the best out of it that I can, but it was really hard this time because I was just in my room the whole time, curious now. I saw this a while back, Kylie Jenner do this eyeshadow look, and I wanted to recreate it ever since I saw it, but I'm horrible at eyeliner, so today we're going to try our best with what I have, my talents that I have, which are not much. So I think I'm gonna start with my eyes just to get it out of the way. Yeah. Okay. I had to do my eyeliner off camera because it just got too crazy. And one is definitely better than the other. But we're not gonna talk about it. So I'm just gonna quickly fix the best I can. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fix much of that. Okay, that's fine. Next is eyebrows. So, as I was talking about before, I think I was talking about like what's it like to live with certain disorders and stuff. So I think I'll talk about when I was in about, again, 4th grade, I got a social worker for the first time. And I hated her. I remember to this day hating her. Oh god. Looks like I have a black eye. Damn. But yeah, she treated me very like I was a problem, I guess. Like everyone in my school, in primary school, treated me like I was a problem that needed to be fixed. And that's why I acted out a lot, because I wasn't getting, no one was listening to me, and I wasn't getting support, and honestly, I felt like shit inside. I was depressed and anxious, and I just felt like shit inside. So that's why I ended up getting suspended a lot. Oh, that actually doesn't look horrible. I'm actually not hating it. Okay, alright, I'll survive. But yeah, I started getting suspended a lot because the only way I would get attention, or people would listen to me, or the only times I remember of primary and middle school were me getting in trouble, because there was times when I was like mentally awake, if that makes sense, because I was so depressed and anxious and just suicidal all the time that I was numb a lot. And one thing that I realized a while ago was that if you're not experiencing emotions, or you're not using your senses, you won't create memories. So when I was not feeling anything for years, days, months on end, it was really easy for me to just not remember years, days, months of my life. So yeah, I actually have really bad memory, and it's not from smoking weed. Well, it is, but it's not entirely from smoking weed. I just, in my opinion, had a very traumatic, emotionally traumatic childhood. So a lot of it's blocked out. I was just treated like shit by the system, in my opinion. And now I know how to work the system, which is why I was only in there for 24 hours. But the system, in my opinion, still sucks ass. Even though I'm in Canada, it could be worse, but it definitely ain't it right now. At least the system isn't. I don't hate it. I look like a blueberry, but I don't hate it. Yeah. therapist, and we hated each other, to say the least. Yeah, we hated each other, to say the least, and our together, like, what's it called, our time together ended very quickly because she ended up switching programs, but also because I just wasn't about her. So she had her for under a year, and then I switched to the one that I have now, and she's awesome. I don't have any complaints about the therapist I have now, and I see her again once a week, and I also used to go see a school therapist, and I still see a dietitian, and I used to do group therapy, which thank God I graduated from. I hate group therapy. Group therapy is gonna be the death of me one day. Fucking worst thing ever. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I understand the phrase too many cooks in the kitchen, because for a while I had like 6 different like therapists and shit, and God, was that just not working at all. And now I have about the same amount of therapists I did before, but they're all for specific things, and they try really hard to make sure they don't overlap with each other. So as long as it's organized, having 10 billion therapists probably isn't helpful, but usually the more the merrier in my head, but sometimes it gets too much. But I'm happy with what I have right now. I definitely won't add. But yeah, I'm on so many pills, I have so many therapists, like, barely keep my shit together, or like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna make it to 45. This video was probably so fucking all over the place, but I just wanted to film really bad, and I didn't take the time to organize my video ahead of time, so I'm just legit shooting the shit at this point. Yeah. It was really funny. My best friend, she